Guys, today I'm here to describe what can only be called a labor of love. This was a one-year journey to restore the 77 BMW 1000cc R100S to its former glory, like the day it rolled off the showroom floor. This is a big project. It's one of the largest we've ever taken on as far as the amount of hours and parts that we put into it. The work order total, there was a total of 52 pages of receipts and detailed work orders between the detail shop, the paint shop, and the service department. About 7 of the staff members in total got involved on this restoration, including myself. The bike was taken completely down to just the engine, in-frame, the tank, fenders, fairing, cowling went to the paint shop. All the other components went to the detail shop. The wheels were vapor blasted and the bike was gone through from top to bottom. It really is a spectacular piece that could only be described as a labor of love. The final work order clocked in at 130 hours with over $5,000 in parts invested in this project and a total cost of $24,535. Now, labor of love for sure. I was 12 years old when this bike came out, and there's several bikes from that year that blew my mind. I used to read all the Cycle World magazines. There was a 77 Coffin Tank Z1 Cowie, BMW's R100S Cafe Racer, and the 77 XLCR Harley, to name a few. That this is the, when you think BMW Cafe Racer, this is the quintessential BMW Cafe Racer. It really is a spectacular piece, and it left a really deep impression on my 12-year-old mind. And here we are. Well, coming up in like 13 months, this bike will be 50 years old. So, and I'm 60 years old. So it was a long time ago. But some things never change, and my passion and love for these bikes hasn't. In fact, if you walk into the New England Motorcycle Museum, the entry door behind us, the original logo was a BMW Boxer Twin. It's on the garage door, and it's on the door on the other side. So it's now a same era 77 Cafe Racer. So if you're from my era, or if you're a young buck like Tyler behind the camera, you'll still appreciate the classic beauty of this R100S. It hailed from BMW's iconic /7 era, powered by a 980cc air-cooled 4-stroke Boxer Twin, pushing out around 70 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 76 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM. Its crisp 5-speed transmission and smooth shaft final drive deliver a refined, dependable ride. The chassis and braking are equally noteworthy. Twin 260mm ATE hydraulic front discs, single piston calipers, and a massive rear drum stop it down from speed. Rides on a steel double cradle frame with telescopic front forks and dual rear shocks. It's a big bike. It commands a presence everywhere it goes. It has a massive 6.3-liter fuel tank, giving it that classic touring heft and presence for 1,000-mile iron butt rallies or ride it to Daytona. It's a bike you ride to Daytona or Sturgis, not one that you trailer. It's a rider's bike. Performance? Well, back in its heyday, the R100S tore through the quarter mile in just under 13 seconds, high 12 seconds at over 103 miles per hour, making it one of the BMW's liveliest sport bikes of that period. So here it is, the result of 130 hours in labor, over $5,000 in parts, all culminating in that $24,535 50-page list work order that we have to bring this bike back to its former glory. It's a stunning piece of history and a centerpiece here at the New England Motorcycle Museum and anywhere it goes. It's finally ready and it's going up for sale. It will be sold at auction on eBay. If you have any questions, give us a call. There's a massive work order. I'll touch on some of the things here, but it'll all be written up in the eBay order. Starting at the front of the bike, the entire front end was removed. The forks were rebuilt with new fork seals. The fork lowers were cleaned. The brakes were completely rebuilt. Those are brand new brake rotors, BMW brake rotors. The calipers were rebuilt with BMW pistons, brand new BMW pistons and caliper rebuild kit. New brake lines. The master cylinder was rebuilt. It's essentially a brand new brake system. The forks were completely rebuilt. The wheel was trued and cleaned and polished, and a new Metzler LaserTech front tire and tube and rim strip were mounted and balanced. The front fender, obviously, has the quarter fairing, tank, side panels, and rear cowling and seat were all professionally repainted. I'll go over the totals per department, what was put into it, and at the end. But moving upwards, you can see the fairing is beautifully painted and restriped, obviously clear coated over the pinstripes. There was 3 coats of primer, 3 coats of top coat, 4 coats of clear. It was wet sanded and buffed for a total of 10 coats to give you this beautiful concourse shine that it has. It has a new smoke windscreen, as you can see, new grips, new mirrors. The levers are new. The gauges we sent out, I have a receipt, it was $758 to have these professionally restored. The tachometer was off and the speedometer was off. I have the note from the rebuild place. They had 48,000 miles on it. It's now reset to 0. You can see the dash is beautiful. It has the original factory decals inside here. The original bars are in mint condition. The fuel tank was professionally restored, not only outside but inside. The inside was professionally cleaned in a multi-stage process and then Caswell sealed. The fuel petcocks are brand new BMW. BMW still makes all the parts for this bike, so they're easy to get. Brand new fuel petcocks, new fuel lines, brand new Bing, original Bing rebuild kits for the carburetors, including new jets, new seals, new needle, all new everything inside the carburetors. And if you look at the boots heading into the airbox, those are brand new also, as is the air filter. So the entire fuel and intake system was completely built to brand new. Jimmy Laurinaitis, our A-Tech, who's a BMW specialist, removed the entire top end of the engine and completely went through everything. Cleaned and honed the cylinders, decarbonized the top end, cleaned up the valves and valve seats, new base gasket, new base O-ring seal, new push rod seals, new head gasket, adjusted the valves, new spark plugs. As you can see, it has a new Dyna electronic ignition, new spark plug wires and new spark plug caps and new spark plugs, fresh oil. I'll read off that's all I can remember from memory. There's more. It has a some other new components that I'll have to get to the list, and I will in a minute. But you can see the side covers have the original factory 1000cc logo, clear coated over. The tank badges are new. The tail fin badge is new. And if you look at the engine badges, those are brand new, genuine BMW R100S badges. The originals look a little faded after 50 years, so those are brand new. The foot pegs are brand new for the rider. The foot pegs are brand new for the passenger. This is the original factory exhaust on the bike. It's not perfect. It does have a little patina after 50 years, but it looks pretty damn good to me, and there's no rust holes in it. So pretty remarkable that the bike was, and proof the bike was never smashed or crashed. The cylinder head was repainted, as you can see, and there's no evidence of that being damaged ever. The fins are nice and straight. The engine block was professionally cleaned in our detail shop, top to bottom. The shocks are the original shocks, and they're still in good serviceable condition. The Metzler LaserTech tire, when the wheel was off, the wheel and hub were vapor blasted. The aluminum was polished. The brake pads are adjusted all the way out. Brand new brake pads in the rear also to match the new brakes in the front. The new Metzler LaserTech rear tire and tube and rim strip. The turn signals all have new bulbs in them. The taillight has new bulbs. It's got the New England Motorcycle Museum. That's the 77 Cafe Racer. It used to be a BMW Cafe Racer originally. Original lights on the back here are still intact and in good shape. Coming around to this side, you can see this is the saddle is new. It's a brand new saddle and new foam. The cowling was repainted. The grab bar was repainted. The side cover was repainted. The original frame paint is about 50% intact, and about 50% of it is repainted. The swing arms repainted. The lower frame rails, these upper frame rails are repainted. You can see the new intake boots, the rebuilt carburetor, the brand new rubber on the original factory shifter and the original factory pegs, which are perfectly straight with the BMW logos on there. And of course, the new passenger pegs to match. Brand new battery with the new battery drain tube, all new fuel lines, new spark plug cap, and you can see the cylinder was refinished on this side also beautifully, and the new badge on this side also, and you can see the new boot on this side on the original factory forks. The chrome's in excellent condition on the original forks. The ignition key is brand new. The ignition's brand new on it. And I'm going to refer, he can walk around and show you some different angles, beauty shots of the bike. And I'm going to go over some things that were done here. He cleaned and dressed ignition points, set the points, gap and ignition timing, installed the new plugs, and the complete top end rebuild and gasket replacement with new valve cover gaskets, new valve cover copper washers, new head gasket, new cylinder base O-rings, new push rod tube seals, adjusted the valve lash to factory spec with new rocker shims, fresh Spectro 1040 engine oil, new oil filter, gasket and O-ring, new drain plug crush washer, new Bellray 80W90 transmission oil, removed, rebuilt the carbs, carb rebuilt kit, intake manifolds, kind of a little redundant, but I'm reading the list here, replaced and tuned carbs. As I mentioned, the tank was redone inside and out. 2 new Carcoma petcock assemblies, new fuel lines, clean and inspected the air box, power lube the throttle and choke cables, service and lube the choke lever assembly, new battery hold down. Oh, here's one part I left out. The new Endura Last high output alternator charging system. And I think I blushed when I saw our dealer cost, and that was like, if I remember correctly, $587. I'll get to the parts in a minute. Of course, the new tires, removed, cleaned, and greased the rear brake cam with new brake shoes, greased the rear wheel bearings, cleaned the rear brake drum and reassembled, new swing arm covers, new center stand mounts, new center stand pivot bolts, locks, and bushings, and the forks were rebuilt with new seals and oil, as I mentioned. Actually, they're EBC floating brake rotors left and right. I thought they're the original BMWs, but they're made by EBC. And new front wheel bearings and races, and new front wheel bearing seals. So everything's new on the front end. Removed and rebuilt the front brake calipers, new brake caliper pistons and seals, new brake lines, new brake pads, new Motul high temp brake fluid, flushed and bled the brake system, cleaned, inspected, and lubed the throttle housing, new throttle tube and grip, new windscreen edge and hardware, fully rotisserie detailed, steam cleaned, hand washed, and degreased when all the parts were done when it was dismantled. It's been to the detail shop like 3 times. So polished the wheels, shocks, engine, exhaust, cleaned all the cycle parts, buffed and polished all the painted surfaces. And referring back to the parts list here, there was a total of 38.5 hours in the detail shop, 53 hours in the service department, and 39 in the paint shop, for a total of 130 hours, plus $5,025 in parts. So let me see if I can find the actual parts list here. And there is 52 pages. I don't want to bore you guys to death, but all this information will be in the eBay ad also. I think I covered a lot of it, but there's things that you forget on a project like this. I covered most of it. The Endurolast 4 high output alternator charging system, our cost on it was $585.23. So everything's been done on it. I did it exactly the way I'd want it done for myself or my son or so anybody I knew and cared about, which is all my clients. So we didn't get 100% positive feedback on eBay selling over 10,000 classic motorcycles by not doing things right. So we invested more into this bike between the original purchasing, shipping, and restoration costs than we'll get back out of it. That's why I said it's a labor of love. Let me spin it around to the other side so you can see the other side in the sun. Sometimes we'll take a bike off the trailer and just flip it, and we can sometimes we make a lot of money doing that. Sometimes we make a little bit of money. Generally, these intensive refurbishing or restoration jobs end up with a work order that is substantially more than the bike. We'll have more into it than we'll get out of it. But you can see on this side, everything's nice and beautiful on it. So I was ready to roll into the New England Motorcycle Museum, where it'll be on display. And if you have any questions about it, give us a call. It's also got the nice DM horns on here. So everything I could think of doing on it was done. And it's ready for another 50 years for sure. These are pretty much bulletproof machines and they'll last forever. And the best part about it is parts are readily available from BMW and from aftermarket. So if you have any questions, give us a call. We offer financing in-house through Freedom Road, same company that finances all our new bikes. And we do take trades, and we'll ship it right to your door. Please don't hesitate to call and ask. Thanks for watching. God bless BMW, and God bless America.